Nicole, and I'm here on stage at the TLA with Aaron Lewis of Sting.
No words to me, just a whisper.
You have a ton of tattoos.
I do.
So you have a huge love for them?
It's more of an affliction.
You live with 4 females total,
Yes.
correct? And how old is your oldest?
8.
Okay, so she's sort of into the...
Very into Bieber.
Are you a Hannah Montana fan? You have little girls.
Am I a fan, or do I know the words to every song? And I can sing along with them. I can.
Do you have any tattoos for the kids?
All 3 of their names are below my neckline and down my back, holding my head up high.
You think that when they get older, you'll be okay with them getting tattoos, or yeah?
No, tattoos are for guys that are trying to be rebels.
This is not your first solo tour, acoustic tour ever. You did it before you were in Stained, and now you're doing it.
Yeah, you know, I did it for many years to feed myself and contribute what little I could to whatever house I lived in. Over the years, songs like Outside and It's Been a While and So Far Away and Everything Changes and Zoe Jane and Epiphany and all those songs that are acoustically based, I wrote all those songs sitting on my couch by myself with my acoustic guitar and then brought them to the band. It's always been my roots.
Well, when you are like this, sitting on a stage and it's just the audience, I mean, does that give you a different vibe than being in like a stadium with the band? And
that's a very different
easier?
vibe. I'm talkative up here. Sometimes you can't even get me to shut up. And it's like, all right, already, play a song. And I've never shown myself at all in the band live setting. Mm-hmm. I've always felt like I say so much in my songs and leave such a piece of me in every record that there's really nothing that I need to say in between songs that's going to add anything.
You know, you do your charity.
It takes a community.
Right, it takes community. Mm-hmm. That's really important to you. And, you know, you see all these little celebrities and they're out there making their tons of money, doing their thing. How do you feel when you're out doing, you know, stuff where it takes community and all these people aren't doing anything?
It's upsetting this time that we live in to me. There's a lot of people in this country that are very confused as to how things work. Your entitlement is freedom. Everything else you have to go out and you have to get it and you have to earn it. And there's just a lot of people in this country right now that think that somehow the federal government is responsible for taking care of them. Read the Constitution. It doesn't say anything about the majority of the things that the federal government is doing right now.
You, as a lyricist, are a huge reader, I'm sure. I'm sure
no, actually,
are you not?
I really, you know, my wife tells me I have. I suffer from ADD where I have to read a paragraph over and over and over again before I finally retain it, and reading for me is not fun.
Right.
It's quite a chore.
Or what are you listening to now that you're not, since you're not reading?
Ray LaMontagne seems to be playing in the house a lot. Patriot on XM Sirius, or I'm listening to country radio. So I got a little bit of hillbilly in me.
Well, are you going to use that hillbilly for your new stuff that you're working on?
Yeah, actually, it's quite hillbilly.
I had read that you thought that James Taylor was a big influence, or did you grow up listening to James Taylor?
You know, my dad was more on the funk side of things, but there was James Taylor in the house, and there was Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Do you think it's okay for you, as a more conservative-minded person, to listen to more liberal things?
Somebody's political views, it doesn't necessarily mean that it should like really overtake their music.
You were previously overseas with the USO tour.
I want to go back there as many times as I can until they can all come home. It was one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done in my life.